exactly the kind of that I'm worried about with you, is you spending money on unnecessary. We need this money, okay?
So Jasmine's implant secret is out, and Gino isn't happy. But her behaviour isn't exactly new. I mean, she's always taken advantage of Gino and used his money in ridiculous ways. So why does Gino expect anything else? But the icing on this particular cake? Well, she hasn't told him the whole truth.
There is no way I'm telling him the whole truth. That the remaining $2,000 came from my ex-boyfriend Dan. This is just gonna make everything worse.
Just when you think these two are on an even playing field of lies, Jasmine manages to one-up Gino in a spectacular way. But before we get into that, let's start at the beginning. So we left Jasmine shocked at the state of her new home. But with some time and some freshly washed bedsheets, when we join them in this episode, Jasmine has calmed down slightly.
Gino and I have been cleaning and unpacking, and I'm feeling more like at home.
So much better, right?
Yeah, baby.
Give it a smell. See if you smell any fungus in here.
Isn't it crazy to think that with no job, with all this free time on his hands, Gino couldn't even spare 30 minutes ahead of Jasmine's arrival to wash the sheets? But all seems forgiven, because Jasmine has a surprise in store for Gino.
Whoa, look at you. My nurse. Oh my God.
I really wish that I could scrub what happens next on screen from my mind forever. It's definitely not suitable for work. So let me give you the abbreviated Cliff Notes version. So Gino dresses up like a doctor. He slaps Jasmine's butt like bongos, but he doesn't notice their change in appearance. She confesses that ever since her tightening surgery, they've had difficulty in the bedroom, but judging by her mood the next morning, that issue seems to have been resolved.
I love you.
I love you.
Last night went amazing.
But for as amazing as last night might have gone, the mood quickly gets ruined when Jasmine heads downstairs for breakfast, only to realise that the clothing she's packed just isn't going to cut it in the cold of Michigan. And that leads her nicely onto the next topic of conversation. Spending Gino's money.
I want to have my own clothes, please, baby. And also, I don't want to overwhelm you, baby, but you said that you were gonna be willing to make any adjustment to make me feel like I'm home.
These adjustments, as Jasmine calls them, are racking up a much larger bill than Gino imagined. The financial stress is weighing on him. But isn't that precisely why you don't quit your job just before your high-maintenance fiance comes to live with you? It's hard to feel any sympathy for him, but I guess now's as good a time as any to finally come clean.
So I ended up quitting my job just before you came.
Look, something still isn't adding up with Gino's story here. He says that he quit his job to spend as much time with Jasmine as possible, to help her settle in. But with a wedding coming up, how is being financially unstable, having no income, likely to help their situation in any way at all? Surely that's just gonna heap more pressure on their relationship. And Jasmine's face says it all.
You shouldn't have made this decision without telling me first, baby. One of the reasons why I moved here and you didn't move to Panama, you said because I have a job.
We've actually never seen Jasmine react like this to bad news before. This is serious. She's not yelling, she's not screaming. In fact, she seems genuinely shocked and stressed by the news. Gino's definitely in the wrong here. He's allowed Jasmine to move to America under false pretenses. Like, the promise of a luxurious life aside, Jasmine's intention had always been to bring her children over to join them. But now, with no household income, does that put her plans at risk?
He is jeopardizing the chance that I have to bring my kids to the United States because we need a sponsor, and now he quit his job.
Day one of her new life in Michigan, and already her plans are crumbling before her eyes. Now, Gino tries to calm her down. He tries to reassure her. He tells her that he can still sponsor her family to come over, but they need to budget their other expenses. Expenses like that new bed she wanted, or all of those home renovations. You can forget about those for now, Jasmine.
It's a matter of budgeting our money and not overspending on things that are not necessary at this moment. Maybe we just have a wedding ceremony and that's it.
Right now, the wedding is the last of my concerns, Jasmine tells Gino.
The wedding is the last of my concerns.
That feels almost out of character for her. But understandably, she's now suddenly far more concerned about what's going to happen with her kids. And it's not helping matters that Gino is just brushing this all off as not even being that serious.
Don't worry about it. You're stressing out over nothing.
That attitude is pushing Jasmine over the edge, but not in the usual way that we've got used to from her.
We cannot make this kind of big decisions without consulting each other. I'm stressed.
Don't be stressed.
I'm scared, baby.
She's not screaming. She just seems truly scared about her future. But she's also being hypocritical here. She talks about making big decisions without consulting each other. But, Jasmine, where was that consultation when you got your surgery done behind Gino's back? Now, it's at this point that Gino, sensing that he has some making up to do, decides to take Jasmine out and treat her to a massage. What exactly was he saying earlier about unnecessary spending?
What happened?
Oh, not in the ass. No. Sorry, it hurts.
Yeah, as the masseuse focuses on Jasmine's butt, she feels pain. She's clearly not completely healed from her secret surgery. But now, the secret's up. The truth is going to be revealed. Gino wants to know why her butt is hurting, and Jasmine takes the opportunity, whilst Gino is relaxed and feeling guilty about quitting his job, to finally reveal what she's done.
I wanted to get butt implants, and you were like, no, don't spend money on that.
Right.
Guess what?
Is Jasmine laughing because she's nervous, or is she laughing because she genuinely finds it funny? We've seen that kind of reaction from her before. Now, in all fairness to her, Jasmine got those implants under the impression that Gino was employed in a well-paying job. But does that actually make it any better? Well, no, not really. And Gino certainly isn't laughing.
How could you do something like that? This is crazy.
I feel sad because Gino is very disappointed at me.
This sounds familiar. Isn't that how Gino reacted when Jasmine was upset with him earlier?
It hurts my feelings that Jasmine reacted the way she did when I told her I left my job.
Here's the thing, right? Gino knew that Jasmine would be mad. But Jasmine also knew that Gino would be mad too. Yet both did it regardless. So clearly, they don't really mind all that much about hurting the other's feelings. That isn't exactly a good foundation for a relationship. Now, either way, shit really hits the fan when Jasmine reveals exactly how much her surgery cost.
Baby, you spent $10,000 on butt implants? You don't need butt implants.
We spent $10,000.
$10,000? Are you kidding me? That money would sure have come in handy with all of Jasmine's planned renovation costs. But the nail in the coffin, the last straw for Gino, is when Jasmine reveals how she funded the operation using money that was supposed to be for her wedding dress.
This is exactly the kind of that I'm worried about with you, is you're spending money on unnecessary. We need the money, okay?
Gino is furious. He storms out. This news has caught him completely off guard. It's come as a real blow to him. But whilst it was obviously very wrong of Jasmine to do that, Gino also needs to take responsibility. He's brought this on himself. It's hard to feel sympathy for him, even when Jasmine admits this.
There is no way I'm telling him the whole truth, that the remaining $2,000 came from my ex-boyfriend Dan. This is just gonna make everything worse.
How she can think it's okay to turn to Dane after everything that's happened is shocking. She might just be the most disrespectful partner in the world. It just proves that these two are addicted to hurting each other.